A couple in a university in the United States had an affair. The guy was a Jew, the girl was a Muslim. And the girl was pregnant. She was carrying a child, you know. Her parents said, look, there's no way that we're going to get you married to him. You better drop the child. She said, why? This is the first time I'm carrying a baby. It's my baby. You're asking me to drop the child? I can't do that. The parents said, well, you can't drop the child. You're not going to get you married to him. There's only one option left. You may give birth to the child, but you need to put up the child for adoption then. You can't have the child. She said, all right, at least I won't kill my child. Fine. She gave birth to the child and put him up for adoption. And immediately the child was adopted. And the condition that this lady made was, if you're adopting my child, the only one thing I request is, please, look at it that he gets good education. Goes to a good university. Fine, you know. And when they decided to do it, this gentleman, not a very well-to-do family, when he went to uni, he went to the University of Leeds, and it was such an expensive course, the family was shelling out their money, and he felt so bad. God, I'm just finishing off all the money that my parents have. And he decided to drop out of the uni, of the main course that he had taken. And now after having dropped out of this course, he decided to take a cheaper course, which is really dirty cheap. And this was a course on calligraphy. This man started learning calligraphy. What do you do with calligraphy? Calligraphy. You know, probably write the greeting card. I'm not talking about it in a condescending way. But what do you do out of calligraphy? You know, still make a living out of it. You can write a greeting card. Happy birthday. It's nice, good handwriting. You know, you don't really make a career out of calligraphy. And this man didn't have money, didn't have a place to live. He was walking to the Hare Krishna temple every day and eating his meals. And after having learned this course in calligraphy, this man was thinking, what am I going to do with this? Much later, this gentleman formed a company at the age of 20 in his father's garage. He built a first computer along with a friend of his. And then the two of them formed the company. When he was 30, they had 4,000 employees just in 10 years. 4,000. And he was a $2 billion worth company. Macintosh Incorporation. Steve Jobs. You know. You know what he said? He said, when you're going through what you're going through, don't connect the dots forward. Because you can't see what's coming up. What you're going through now and what you have now probably could turn into an incredible opportunity in the future. You just can't understand it now. He said, connect the dots backwards. He said, today when I see this company and look at it back in retrospect, I can see what it meant then. Because if I wouldn't have taken a course in calligraphy, the iPad, the iPhone, the MacBook Airs and the MacBook Pros wouldn't have the fonts that they have today. Wow. But calligraphy was incredible. That man didn't give up. No money, no place to stay, eating in the Hare Krishna temple. Food for all program. Amazing, you know? Amazing. And then guess what? At the age of 30, with this massive business running, he hired a guy because he was not so good at business. He was good at the technical side of it, but he needed a businessman to run it. He hired a very smart guy and made him the director of the company, and a few others were the board of directors. And guess what? The guy whom he hired chucked him out from the company that he made. Threw him out. Can you imagine? Steve Jobs was without a job in the company that he made. There we are. Look at that. What did he do? He tried to convince this guy. People don't always get convinced. Do you have experience of that? talking to people and trying to get, you don't always get convinced about things. Especially people who don't like you, they just don't like you. And no matter what you do, they can never appreciate you. Do you have at least one person like this in your life? Who can just never appreciate you? Doesn't matter whether you do good or bad. You know? This guy, I don't care. Just get lost, man. And Steve Jobs was out. And I said, oh, what does he do? He said, I just loved my work. Such a passion for technology. He started a company with one of his friends called Next. And then started another company called Pixar Animation. Pixar 3D Animation. They were the first people to make a 3D animation movie called Toy Story. You know, incredible movie. Never give up. Inspiration is about never giving up, standing there rock solid, come what may, I don't care, I'm going to be like a Steve Jobs, even if I don't get a job, I don't care, but I'm going to fight it out because we are all in it together and fight the power. That's it. We'll read right there, fighting the power. And you know what he said? That's when he found out his love. And Lee was such a part of his life, who stayed with him all through, till about last year. When he died, she was on his side in his home, you know, in California. He said, I loved my work. And he did so well that Macintosh decided to get him back. Next, and Pixar became a competition to Macintosh. And the director who chucked him out from his own company asked him to rejoin the company and brought Next and Pixar back again. And if it wasn't for Next, you wouldn't have the iPhones and the iPads the way they are today. You know? Friends, ladies and gentlemen, my strong feeling is don't give up. Never give up. Just be there.